John Steenhuisen has been elected the new Democratic Alliance leader. Steenhuisen emerged victorious at the party's two-day virtual elective congress, attended by over 2,000 of the party's members. Former leader Helen Zille has been elected Federal Council Chair, and the three deputy federal chairpersons are Jacques Smaller, Refula Ntseke, as well as Anton Bredel. Presiding officer Greg Krumbok announced this results.
Delegates, 88.6% of you have voted in this Congress election. And the new leader of the Democratic Alliance is John Steenhuisen.
Now, the new leader of the Democratic Alliance, John Steenhuisen, has promised that his party will take power from the state and give it back to the people. This was his message to delegates at the end of the party's two-day virtual elective congress. Steenhuisen says South Africa's incapable state has gotten in the way of citizens getting ahead, and it is time the DA changed all of this.
I did not run to become the leader of this party for its own sake. I'm here today because I want to take the DA to greater heights in a fight for our country, where each and every citizen has the power to build a dignified life. Today I stand before you even more determined and more energized than I was when I first climbed the steps of the Durban City Hall 21 years ago. The task ahead of us will not be an easy one. Our country is in serious trouble, and colleagues, the stakes have never been higher. When I look around me, I see despair and desperation, poverty and hunger. I see politicians blaming each other all the time for what's gone wrong while our people suffer. And all this is happening despite the fact that the vast majority of South Africans are warm-hearted, honest and hard-working people, just trying to build a future for their families. We're not a nation of thieves and criminals beset on destroying our country. And yet, each and every one of us is exposed to thievery, criminality and decline on a daily basis. As we journey through life, many of us no longer lift our heads to the horizon because we're too scared about what we see waiting for us in the future. How is it that this nation of hard-working and peace-loving people knows neither prosperity nor peace? The people of South Africa thought that democracy would put them in charge, that the people would govern. All power to the people was the rallying cry. Instead, people now feel further and further away from where power lies. Over the past quarter of a century, you and our fellow citizens have been robbed of our destiny, our dreams held hostage to bureaucrats and central planners. Just think of any problem you encounter in your daily life. At the root of it, you will find a state that is utterly incapable and corrupt, yet absolutely hell-bent on telling you what to do. People don't have electricity in their homes because government insists on a state monopoly for power generation. People are poor because government crushes entrepreneurship, growth and job creation. Excessive state control is the reason why people can no longer take the train to work, and why government would rather spend the little bit of tax money that's left to fund an airline that we do not need. People who are destitute and vulnerable may soon stop receiving social grants because corruption is bankrupting our state. In every domain of your life, the incapable state is in the way of you getting ahead. And what is government's solution to the problems caused by excessive state control? Their solution is even more state control. Because the more the central planners fail, the more furiously the central planners plan. And so we face the prospect of the state taking away private property. In the future, you may no longer be able to take out private medical insurance. And there is a very real fear that the pension that you've spent your lifetime saving for will be taken away from you. No longer content with controlling you, the government now wants to own you. They're coming for your home, they're coming for your health, and they're coming for your savings. Now, the good news is that the people of South Africa are starting to reject state control. People don't want to live a life of dependency on a failing and corrupt state. People are tired of being told what to do by rulers who only look out for themselves. People want to stand on their own 2 feet as self-reliant, autonomous human beings. They want power and freedom to make their own choices and build a life they value. This is what the DA will offer under my leadership. People power, not state power.
Meanwhile, our reporter Bongani Ngema caught up with Balintuli apologized shortly after the announcement was made.
To be as innovative and as creative as possible, and I think that possibly the voters just decided on very individualistic merits. But either way, I think that democracy has been the winner today, and I'm so incredibly proud of the party and the work that we've done. I'm proud of my campaign team. I'm proud of the campaign that we ran. I think it was a first for both the party and South Africans. So, which
from here are you going to support the Steenhuisen in giving him a shoulder in running the DA?
Of course, he is now our leader, and we will all get behind him, and we will support him in any endeavor that he wants to do in terms of trying to get the party to make South Africa a prosperous place. I think that is the democratic outcome, and we are all Democrats here. We're not fighting. It was a contestation of ideas, and I'm very proud that KZN is also a winner in this particular race, because we're both from this province. So I hope that we'll be focusing a lot more also on trying to talk about KZN issues.
The next conference will be coming, definitely. What will you be again challenging this position?
Oh, that's 3 years from now. It's very difficult to say. Who knows? Maybe John will not even need a contest at that particular place. So it'll be far too early to say that right now.
You're still very young, and you've led the DA, structure of the DA. Are you going to be? We know that there is a provincial conference of the DA coming up in KZN. There is some people who say that you are a good leader, as you have been experienced in the DA. Do you think that you may challenge that or contest that during the conference?
No, I think that KZN has so many incredible leaders, and I really think that we should be allowing them to all take that space. And so I look forward to supporting and campaigning for whoever is going to be running for KZN leader that I believe has the merits to take us forward.
Thank you very much there for our reporter Vusa Makosini speaking there to Mbalintuli following that announcement of the results from the new leader of the Democratic Alliance. On the line now, we've been asking our viewers to call in. Temkosi Sibia joins us from KZN. He called us on 078-799-4480. Temkosi, speak to us, Baba. It was a clear choice. It would have been somebody from KwaZulu-Natal, your province. John Steenhuisen is the new leader of the Democratic Alliance. What are your thoughts?
Okay, thank you very much, my brother, Tabiso. I've been watching the process of the DA on how they elected their own leaders. As njengomuntu ohlala KZN, I think the DA today has shown us that it's going back to his own roots, because they were supposed to, according to my own understanding, removing all the blacks from the DA. They've shown that now they no longer need the black people or on the DA, but now they are going back to their own roots.
Temkosi, uma ubhekile wena abantu abaningi bangathi it's possible that the delegates said, look, maybe Mbali's time will come, maybe she's too young. One would say, in terms of political experience, Mbali was not there at senior political level. On the other hand, one would say maybe that was what you wanted, new fresh blood from the Democratic Alliance.
Okay, according to my own observation, Mbalintuli, she's very young, she's energetic, she was designed to lead And if you look at the politics of this country, it shows that the young people, the country is ready for the young people. The young people to lead in this country. But by the looks of things, it shows that the DA they are not supporting the blacks. If you look at the people who are standing behind Mbalintuli, some of them, there were black people, and there were no white people who are standing behind Mbalintuli. It shows that the DA now is turning back to their roots, and now they don't believe in the black majority of people of this country.
Jen Kosi Sibia from KwaZulu-Natal, thank you indeed for joining us. Do call us 078-799-4480. We've got Ntombozi Nobuduza from the East London. She's on the line now. I'm assuming it's a she. Ntombozi, do you agree with Thembi Nkosi there saying the DA are showing you their faces? They're going back to the DA of the past, to the DA of only white people. Ntombozi?
Yes, of course. Because first of all, I see Mbali as a young, brave woman. But to me, it was obvious that John was going to win. Secondly, I thought our black people have learned from the leadership of Lindiwe and Musimaimane. Those were the two powerful leaders, black leaders in the party that is dominated by the white people. You see. Another thing is, I see the leadership of the DA, the white leadership. The white leadership next to the black people. The black people are only there just for the votes, to recruit votes from the black people. That's how I see the DA now. Not that they need the black people necessarily. Like you can, if you can listen from Stephen, you want to take the A from back to the old ways, like the way they used to be. I think the leadership of Madrid, Suleiman was misleading the DA as a black person, as a black leader in the DA. I don't think they're comfortable with the leadership of Musimaimane. That's how I see the DA.
The Muzugo Mobatuza, thank you very much for joining us from the East London. Remember, you can join in the conversation as well. You take a reaction with regards to the DA Congress that happened a short while ago. In fact, results rather that happened a short while ago. 078-799-4480. Graham Cowley's on the line from East London. Graham, thank you very much for joining us on SA Today. Your views, a lot of our African or black callers saying, well, the DA has showed them what they see as their colors. They've gone back to what has been perceived by them, and in their words, saying to being a white party. Only 2 people voted on the federal leadership. Graham?
Yes, I'm here.
Carry on, Chris.
Okay. My background, if I can just give you an idea, I was born in 1956, so I grew up in a very poor area in East London, mixed area of various races, Indians, coloureds, blacks, whites. We were all pretty poor, so we were segregated by poverty or wealth status. And throughout my life, it's been a battle. You know, even during the nationalist government time, I actually went into the military as a non-combatant, and I could have faced 5 years of jail term for not wanting to fight. And I must say, the ANC have let us down. And I'm not talking, I'm talking party. Now, a lot of people link the DA, and they're saying the DA is a white party. I think we must give them an opportunity to prove themselves. I actually think we should get away from looking at colour, because colour is not the issue in this country. I've lived most of my life working for municipalities and government, and I've worked most of my life with people that are Xhosa origin. And I've had a very, very good experience, and they've accepted me as a white person, and I've accepted them with their culture, being black people. So I think we should let the DA have an opportunity to prove themselves. that they're not basing what they have for the country on colour, but they're basing it on what is needed by the very, very poor. I've spent many years working in the Transkei area, in rural areas where there is the poorest of poor living. And those people need an opportunity. They need a chance. The ANC have let them down terribly. And yet they've voted for them year in and year out. So let's give the DA a chance. Let them prove that they can help these people and lift them out of poverty, give them decent schools, give them decent hospitals. That's what I'd love to see.
Graham, you from the East London. Something that I picked up as well from the DA leader there, John Steenhuisen, saying, look, you know, there were mistakes that have been made in the past. The party had lost sight of who and where and what they offered. Basically echoing the sentiments you're just saying now, give us another chance, one more time, let's turn this around. Can he do it? And why should black voters say, look, yeah, maybe let's give him a chance? Graham Cowley, are you still there, sir?
You keep on breaking up. Maybe it's a bad line, but I think I got the gist of your question. Look, the DA have made mistakes in the past. They've made some serious mistakes, even though going back to their previous organizations from which they've come out of. All political parties are made up of human beings, and all human beings make mistakes. But it gets to a point where the party has to decide to either change or just become a non-entity. And I think what the DA is doing is they're looking at changing around the mistakes of the past. Unfortunately, they have the ANC, who have also made a lot of mistakes, but the ANC we have now is not the ANC of the past, unfortunately. If those men had to extend out of their graves like Madiba, I think they would have a terrible shock as to how the people in the ANC have brought it to disrepute, where it's at the point where most people in the country don't trust them anymore, and they've caused total havoc. So I'm not talking about individuals or race or color or anything like that. I'm saying let them prove themselves. Let's see what they can do, if they can deliver. And as I've said before, I want to see a change on the very poorest of the poor being given opportunities. And we cannot have that with state capture. We cannot have that with perpetual holding up the hands of organizations like the South African Airways, Eskom, etc. The people, billions and billions that could go to the very poorest in this country, are being siphoned off. And it is not fair, it's just not humane. It's just crazy.
Graham Cowley from East London, thank you very much indeed for joining us on the program. Just some of our viewers giving us their feedback with regards to the outcome of the DA Congress election that happened earlier today. Once again, party words rather from the new leader of the DA, John Steenhuisen, saying people power and not state power is what you'll get under my leadership, possibly just echoing the sentiments of Graham Cowley, our caller who just hung up the phone there.